Hi guys, it's Wagon, and today this video is all about the longbow. Now, this thing has definitely fallen from grace, okay? So, season 0, this thing was dirty, okay? It took a little bit of time for people to, find out it was good, but once people did, oh my god. Season 0 longbow used heavy ammo, and you could spam it much more than with this gun now. And it was so strong. And now, of course, when the bow came out, it has that silence feature, you can't really hear it. And also, it does 70 damage, the same as a sentinel. So, and it pretty much made every sniper irrelevant. I mean, if you sniped, you're like pretty much seen as like a hipster, innit? Like, you're doing your own thing, everyone's like, mate, the meta's the meta. Like, this is clearly better, but I would use snipers. Now, I think the longbow is actually underrated. Now, hear me out. Okay, so it's one of those weapons, if you're hitting your shots, it's lethal. And the thing is, everyone's going to say this line, yeah, that goes with any weapon. That is true. But weapons with high damage, such as, the longbow, the wingman, and even like the sentinel, if you're hitting your shots, it's game over. It's wraps. And there's plenty of times where I'm over peeking a sniper, or someone's hitting their wingman shots, and quickly you start looking at your health bar, and you're like, I might be dead here. And you're going to see this in the gameplay, so I'm going to show you a lot of arena gameplays of me using the longbow, because it's so useful there, okay? Now, I often pair it with Caustic. I know he's been nerfed, but what I do is, I use a longbow. Now, they're at that long, medium range, okay? You're harassing them with the longbow, so then the team starts going, you know what? I don't have many shields left, let's just rush this guy, he's getting on my nerves. And then, I have traps around me, so they're pushing into my area, my domain. And then you just use your other weapon, and then, you clean them up. Now, of course, it is an online game. It doesn't always go to plan. It's not scripted, so the enemies might react differently. But for the most part, I've had a lot of success with it. And you know what? If you're doing really well with a weapon, there's no point really changing it, unless you want to just, mess around. But in arenas, I normally just stick to the same loadouts. In Battle Royale, I use every other game I'm using a different weapon, but I often love using snipers. So in arenas, when people use snipers, I often see them, they're far at the back of the map, or they're not in range for them to help their teammates. With me, because I often use snipers, I pretty much push up with my teammates. I'm slightly behind them, and I provide a bit of covering fire, so if I weaken the enemy, they're going to win the gunfight easily. And you also want good angles so you can cover, the areas where your teammates are rushing. Now, if I'm missing so many sniper shots, I will just forget sniping for a little bit and then just use my other weapon. Now, first of all, guys, the 2 times on the RE45 was a mistake. Don't judge me, I didn't mean to do that. So look, as you can see in this clip, I'm with my teammates. When I crap them, that's the reason I jumped around to start helping them. Now right here, look, longbow, you just use your damage, 55, 44, I mean, what can Lifeline actually do there, okay? 3 shots with the longbow, and someone's rushing you, she has no time to heal, and that's it. She's pretty much dead. Now, this just shows my strategy here, so, I'm using Caustic, so, I'm softening up the Gibby, okay? I'm hitting him with a few shots. Now, this one I push, okay? I know everyone's a bit scared to push, but me, look, I do my Caustic things, okay? I throw my trap, push in. He's probably shielded up, but you know what? I've got teammates that also cover firing me. So, my secondary is often something that's decent, like the alternator. I don't want to spend all my points on a secondary. And also, I won't really snipe on the first round. I think this is the second round, but in the first round, my go-to weapons are the Hemlock, the Scout, the L-Star, or if I'm feeling like a scumbag that day, I'll go for the Spitfire. Because after a while, I'll get tired of people using it, and I will start using it. But for me, yeah, Hemlock, Scout, L-Star, because Scout's lethal, and in the first game, people don't really have much healables, and then people love to poke. They don't know, like with the Scout, you don't know how people will play, so it's good for, long range, medium range. So yeah, that's the weapons I use. Now, in the last round, which I showed you, I didn't really make much use of the longbow, and the thing is, when using a sniper, just use it for that role, okay? You don't have to be the designated sniper, do not move, you know, don't push up your team. You need to be mobile, okay? Have your sniper do damage when your team's rushing up, or if you get them weak, either cover fire with the sniper or rush them with your next weapon, okay? That's helped me many of times, and it can be frustrating if your teammates are just, you know, they're just sniping, they're not really hitting their shots, or they could be hitting their shots, but you're in a fight with the weak person, and then their teammate's shooting you, and then say if you get knocked, okay, the sniper's normally positioned in the very back, and they're not really close to their teammates, so they have to run all the way over, and this, yeah, it just doesn't help. Not, you know, not the teammate shame, but it's just an observation, and I've had it where sometimes it's a lifeline. I'm like, you should be kind of near me to help me, but you know what, it happens. Or you get situations like this where, look at the map, so the lifeline rushes into a full team by herself. Okay, this is arenas, bear in mind. The Valkyrie's still in the base, I don't know what she's doing. Maybe she's, you know, sorting her loadout or something. But then, look, now with my loadout here with a sniper and the RE45, that's where I'll struggle. But normally, it doesn't go like this, okay? People play as a team in arena, which is quite surprising, actually. For the most part, people actually play as a team. But in this scenario, yeah, it just caught me off guard. I was just going for the material, and next thing you know, one person's feeding and getting knocked. So, even if I had my standard loadout, for the most part, a 1v3 in arena, it can be done, but it's quite awkward to do. So, right now, so this is why I love using the longbow, especially with Caustic. So right here I'm just, you know, providing a covering fire. I managed to crack them, so you're wasting their material, okay? It's not really about kills, it's more about cracking them, and then when they have no more materials you just rush in. Now I put my trap to the right because this stairs, I love putting it there because people will rush to get the flank and then the trap will just go off and they get scared. And also to your right you can just hear them, and this Octane was trying to be, you know, do the little sneaky, but then it doesn't matter because I could hear him. Now this is what I do. Look, 87 damage, but then also, guys, look, I'm not afraid to rush. Okay, I done damage. Now I'm like, let's just get into this. So I push for the trap, throw my trap up for a bit of cover, throw another one, and this Octane probably didn't hear me, or if he did, he was, I don't know, he was delayed. And then you got boxes. Now use the boxes with the sniper. So look, 2 shots. One was a headshot. So that was 87. That was crazy. And because he had a helmet, that's why it's 87. But obviously, your armor levels up your helmet also. But still, it's 87's a good chunk of damage. And it's just one guy left. So I go for the revive. I'm just listening out because the audio sometimes they catch you off guard. But you know, it doesn't matter because I've got the longbow, so hit her with the volt, soften her up, and then boom, 87 headshot. Now let's talk about how nice it is just to get headshots with snipers. I just love the sound of what snipers make in this game. Like, they all have nice sounds, and just hearing the headshot sound just mwah. So from this video, guys, what I want you to take from it is that try the longbow in arenas because it's pretty good, okay? People often peek for a second and you can just shoot them, or if they're running out in the open, I feel like it can do what the Sentinel can do, and also has that bonus of having the, you know, a faster fire rate. Now don't get me wrong, the Sentinel's sick, okay? But the thing is, with arenas, people will peek out for a second and maybe that's where the Sentinel will be useful. But then often, if their teammate's weak or they need to go for the revive, the person will start running out in the open or run a certain way. With the longbow, you can get like 2 shots and then they're just out of the game. Whereas the Sentinel, you might do another chunk of like 70 damage and then they're still running, and then you have to re-chamber, or you can switch weapons. Whereas in that time, if you're good at aiming, you just shoot them twice with the longbow and they're gone. So it's a personal preference. I love all the snipers in this game, to be honest, and I use the Sentinel and the longbow quite a bit. But recently the longbow, I don't know, I've just been gravitating to it more, and it just helps you set the fight up. So in Battle Royale especially, once you start learning how to use snipers, it's like you just hit them Longbow, hit him twice. That's enough damage for you and your teammates to just go over there and clean that person up. And if there's a few, you know, they got two teammates, for example, that person is pretty much out the fight. They have to heal up. And if they don't heal up, there's free, you know, it's a 3v1, or you just fire at the guy and he's gone already. So it just sets it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I do have a Longbow montage coming. So I've got a lot of clips, so watch out for that, guys. And if you like the video, drop a like, and if you dislike the video, well, you're just a Longbow hater. So take care, guys. Have a nice day.